Welcome everybody. I made a video yesterday and forgot to turn the audio on, so that's totally on me. But I'm gonna make this video again. And I thought about a couple of more points to add to it. So the title of today's video is why you need to work a 9 to 5 job. Couple of points. Why you don't want to stack the odds against yourself. Every 9 to 5 is not the same. Why education and skills are important. What changes when you level up, and how much do you think it takes to start a legitimate business? So, with that being said, get right into this slide real quick. Don't stack the odds against yourself. One thing, once you graduate high school and you become an adult, you are going against so many odds and so many things that can against you, especially as a minority male from the inner city. You're going against the grain almost. So, in order to get the odds back in your favor, you have to do things strategically to get some of those advantages that you don't have once you become an adult, unless you're already from a family that has those kind of connections or affluence or something like that. But most kids, where I grew up at, you're going against the odds, and the odds are against you heavily. So, the reason why you want to work a job is you have to learn how to work in a work environment and learn how to be consistent in what you do in a work environment. You start to find out who you are. You start to learn who you are. What are you good at? Are you good with your hands? Are you more good with your mind? Are you more good being an in between or middleman? You start to learn those things. Are jobs most desirable? Probably not. But guess what? How do you make money? If you're a minority male and you become an adult, how do you function as an individual without capital, without funds, without money? Love to hear the answer to that because you could write a book if you can do that. So don't stack the odds against yourself, pretty much is what I'm trying to say. Man, learn about yourself, learn about your skills, develop your skill set, your education, your communication, and mindset, and you will start gaining the advantage for your individual self. Every 9 to 5 job is not the same. It's not. Uh, a lot of times when you're younger, you're 18, 19, 20, you usually don't have the experience to get a higher level job or a higher level 9 to 5 job. You just don't because you don't have enough experience yet. You're still trying to figure stuff out. However, what I will tell you, based on my experience and mistakes that I made, if you understand how to present yourself, you understand how to articulate and communicate, and you have the right mindset, you can bypass steps sometimes by having those three things to your advantage. Whether it's like say wearing a button down shirt and a nice pair of khakis. I had that problem when I was younger. I didn't want to wear that kind of stuff. I just wanted to wear jeans and t-shirts. Guess what? That cost me a lot of time that I couldn't invest in myself because I didn't have the presentation skills. And I was an introvert, so my articulation skills wasn't that great. And then my mindset wasn't right. My mind wasn't on career development. It was more on playing around, uh, going to hang out with my buddies, clubbing, talking to girls. It wasn't on the career development. So what I'm saying to you is when you don't focus on your career development, you're stacking the odds against yourself. Because every 9 to 5 not the same. Like when you start working at like those little like retail, whether it's a big box store, whether it's like Walmart or something, I don't know. Those jobs are not the most desirable jobs. They not. And they suck. But guess what? If you never improve yourself and your value, and we'll talk about that on the next slide, it's gonna be hard to get past entry level jobs. When you start getting into mid level, like career jobs, 9 to 5, it's a totally different level of work. You usually specialize in something, and that's why you want to learn about your skills so you can specialize in something. And now your 9 to 5 is what you specialize in instead of getting a 9 to 5 where they got you doing everything because you don't specialize in nothing. You just entry level. So understand that every 9 to 5 job is not the same. And like I said, I've been working for over 20 years. I don't know, over 20. I've been working since I was in 10th grade, 10th grade. And I'm 41 now. So when I first started working jobs, I was just working like restaurants, stuff like that. And then I went from restaurants. I think I worked at a car dealership. Then I went from a car dealership to working at a hospital. Went from hospital to working like at Red Cross, delivering blood. And then when I got fired from Red Cross, that's when I went back to school. That's when I was like 20 something. That's when it started to click for me. I had to do something because in order to live on your own, it costs money. In order to independently live on your own, it costs money. And in today's time, if you want to live on your own and have nice things, I mean, you could be looking at $3,000 a month, and that's the low end of living on your own. Talking about having your rent, car, food, and I'm yeah, probably about 3,000 a month, something like that. So think about that. In most jobs, you're not getting that every 2 weeks. It's like minimum wage almost. So education is important. Skills are important. That's where your value comes in. What you're knowledgeable about, what your skills are, and how you apply those skills. You become more valuable. If you can't do those three, apply, execute, and articulate, your value will kind of be stagnated. But you have to figure out how to increase your value. But if you never work a job, you really don't understand these concepts. They kind of sound foreign to you. But you have to work in order to gain that concept. And you start to figure out, okay, if I increase my value, I can move up to this. So I'm telling you, 9 to 5s are not that bad when you move up. You got to start somewhere. So people out here saying 9 to 5s ain't it. I challenge you on that. 9 to 5s. Now, if you never go to school, you never get a trade, you never educate yourself, those 9 to 5s, entry level jobs suck. They do. But that's what they're made for, to get you in, to break you into something. And you're supposed to not stop at entry level. You're supposed to keep growing. Growth is very important, but you're responsible for your growth as an individual. I had to learn that for myself. Mike is responsible for Mike's growth as an individual. And now that I am a husband, I am a provider for my family, I really have to be conscious of my growth and development, and I'm responsible for that. I have to think about opportunities that helps me grow, not just money wise, but how does this help me grow and increase my value? You have to think about that as a young man. The earlier you can think about that, the better off you'll be. I guarantee you that. So, what changes when you level up? A lot of things changes. When you level up your education and your skills, when you get into a career 9 to 5, you get some jobs you get almost a quarter of a year off. You get so much time off, it's ridiculous. And you making money at the same time. It's definitely possible. It's possible, but you have to educate yourself and you have to increase your skills. Guys, I apologize. I think I had a power surge and the power went out. So I'm wrap it up with this, and I'm out. How much does it take to start a legitimate business? If you don't want to work a 9 to 5, how you gonna make money? You say I want to start a business. I'm willing to bet you right now that you got to have at least 10,000, and that's low end to start a business. Just getting the insurance, getting all the paperwork done, regulation, file, LLC, just all those little miscellaneous things. You're probably looking at $5,000, $10,000. You maybe say I want to start a business. I'm gonna work for myself. Sole proprietorship. You still whatever you do, you probably gonna need equipment and stuff. And then there's businesses of employing people and paying their payroll. That's a whole nother level, and that costs money. Everything costs money as an adult. Nothing's free. You have to work for it. Even in the Bible, if a man don't work, he don't eat. There is a way to a man that seemeth right. But what I'm telling you is you have to line up with what you think is right and you have to line up with reality. You can make this false reality and put yourself in the matrix, but it may not be real life. So be careful about your thoughts. Be careful about how you feel because feelings sometimes can leave you or put you in a bad place. And understand that everybody, unless you have a connection, unless you're from an affluent family, you're gonna probably have to get a job, and you're gonna have to find something that fits you. And when you find a job, find ways to improve so you can move up. But you don't have to stay there. But you got to work until you can move up. And you got to ask yourself, how do I increase my value to move up? So, with that being said, I'm about to sign out this thing. I just want to come by and say why you need to work a 9 to 5 because everything costs, especially as a man. Everything costs. Capital, money, however you want to say it, provision. If a man don't work, he don't eat. With that being said, this is Mike. I'm signing out. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you agree? Do you think a person needs a 9 to 5? Like I said, you don't have to work a 9 to 5, but my question is, how you gonna make money? If you don't have any skills, you don't have any education, you just working, you want to work a regular entry level 9 to 5. In today's time in 2024, that ain't gonna be quite enough like you think it will be, unless you're still living with your parents or something like that, maybe. But hey, let me know in the comments. Beat the comments up what you think. And I'm signing out.